Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Ellarie here. It is 2020. This is probably, by the time it goes up, going to be one of my first makeup videos of year 2020. I don't know why it's so weird to say that, but yeah, 2020. May not have 2020 vision, but made it to 2020. Winning. Another year and another partnership with Covergirl. Shout out to Covergirl. This video, I'm going to use some of their Clean Fresh products to give me a clean and fresh look. Something simple, which you guys ask me for a lot. Even though some of the makeup looks I do, I feel like are super easy, I always still get requests to do something that's like 5 steps, something clean, something that doesn't involve concealers and baking, just a literal fresh out the door look, which is what I'm going to try to accomplish today without being too extra. It's kind of hard to not like go all the way there, but I'm going to do my best to keep this super simplistic. And as I'm going through the video, I'm going to share some of my 2020 goals, which I recommend that you guys all make. Every year you should make a set of goals for yourself and put forth a true effort to accomplish them, which is literally my goal, is to accomplish my goals. I don't know if you can do that, but a couple that I'm going to share with you, some of them are more personal, so I'm going to share more of the career-wise goals that I've made for myself, and some that I'm already working on, and I'm very proud of myself that I'm like literally putting forth a conscious effort to be a better version of myself. If I didn't already think I could get any better, like within my own head, like I think I'm pretty awesome, but I think I can be even awesomer, especially if I learn how to say correct English. Okay, but first let's start off with the look. I've been up for hours and I still look like I just woke up. I'm not really sure what's going on with my eye situation, but hopefully by the end of this video, I look clean and fresh. One step that I never skip over are my eyebrows. That's just like, what's the point of putting on any makeup when your eyebrows are a hot mess? It's like, no point. So I am gonna lightly fill in my brows. I'm not gonna do it like I usually do. I'm gonna try to do it quick. I'm gonna use the Covergirl Rich Brown eyebrow pencil. One of my first goals that I know I have been consciously trying to work on is patience. Even though everybody around me is probably like, when are you gonna start? I have been more specifically trying to be more patient with Yoshi, because that usually causes me not to have patience with anything else, like dealing with trying to be patient with her. She's not a bad kid. She just takes a lot of energy out of me. She's very stubborn sometimes, which is like annoying for me because I don't really like to repeat myself too many times. If I say do something, do it. But I'm trying to take a different approach this year and just work on my tone, being more patient, showing more love than discipline, because clearly what I've been doing, it hasn't seemed to be as effective. So I'm gonna try to take a different approach and just try to be, talk in a more calm voice, be more stern, but just not like, what are you doing? That's one of my biggest goals this year, because I feel like she responds better that way. She loves when I like compliment her on her behavior. She loves when she's rewarded for her behavior. And when I just randomly tell her how proud I am of her, she likes that. So I think if I give her a lot more of that, she'll want to, be a better her. It's been working so far. I know we're only like a week into the new year, like while I'm filming this, but we've been seriously bonding this past week. And I told her literally last night, I am so proud of you. Your behavior has improved dramatically this year, even though we're a week in. I'll take it. So we'll see how that goes. I just filled in my brows. I didn't even speed through that. So that's as good as I'm gonna fill them in. Now you don't have to do this next step. I just feel like it just makes your eyebrows look so more crispier. I'm not even gonna go on the top. I'm just gonna slightly go underneath my brow with some concealer just to give him a little bit more of a cleaner look. I'm not even gonna use that much. I'm just gonna go under the brow on both sides and then blend it out. And that's about as much love as I'm gonna show my brows. You can do an eyebrow gel and all that good stuff, but if you don't have time, I feel like that's literally a 2-minute brow. Let me brush them out at least. Simple, to the point. I do always prime my face regardless if I put any type of powder or foundation on, just because it gets rid of some of that shine and gives me like one solid finish on my face. You can always stop at any step that I'm doing. Like if you want to stop at brows, stop there. If you want to stop at the primer, stop there. You know, you can always pick and choose what you want to do to accomplish the look you're trying to accomplish. You don't have to do every step that I'm about to do. So the Clean Fresh line from Covergirl is new to me. I'm actually really excited about it because more often than not, I've been going with less makeup. Like besides when I'm filming or like going out somewhere, I'm way more simpler now. Even though one of my goals this year is to kind of go back to the basics when I used to do like super fun, colorful looks. When I'm not filming or going anywhere, I really like to keep it nice and clean and make it look like I'm not wearing makeup, even though I am tricking everybody in these streets. So I'm excited to try this. This is their Clean Fresh Skin Milk, which is pretty much kind of like a tinted moisturizer. It has coconut milk in it, and I'm using the shade 620 Deep. It says it has a dewy finish, but everybody has their own and like interpretation of what dewy is. So we're about to find out if I like their interpretation of dewy, because dewy doesn't always mean oily. So usually with things that work kind of like as a tinted moisturizer, I always for some reason blend them in with my fingers. So I'm gonna blend it in with my fingers first, and I'm probably gonna go over it with a beauty blender afterwards, but I just wanna see how it applies just with my fingers so that I know if I'm in a rush, I don't have to use a brush from my beauty blender if it's not like super heavy. Like the heavier it is, the more I like to use the beauty blender. I tried the color below and the color above this, and there's subtle differences like as far as the undertone is concerned. I'm putting a little bit more. But the thing with like things like this where it's not full coverage is you don't have to get the color like spot on, because sometimes the color below or the color above will still work for you. But this one I felt like matched me perfectly, as you can tell. Like look at this. I'm kind of shocked right now. I'm shooketh. Products like this are perfect for people who feel like they can't wear foundation because foundation is too heavy, or they just want something super subtle. Like how much more subtle is this? Like, I mean, I've never worn this before, but based on like just right now, my first impression, like this is going to have to stay on my table. Cause look, you can still see my skin. You can still see some of my moles or freckles or whatever y'all call them these days. You can still see them. So it looks literally like my skin. Like if I went out today, people probably think I didn't have any makeup on besides my eyebrows, but it's literally like a tinted moisturizer. It just gave me a little bit improvement on some of my hypopigmentation. I don't have hyper, I have hypo, and kind of gave me more of an even look. I've said this once and I'll say this again. Stop sleeping on these drugstore brands, y'all, because they are competing with the big dogs now. They said drugstore who, okay? Now, obviously, if you have dark circles or you wanted more coverage, you can go over or lightly under your eyes with a little bit of concealer, which sometimes I do, but I'm not gonna do today just because I'm kind of fine with just looking like this without really brightening up in my under eye area. But I know some people can't skip that step. So that's what you would do right now if you wanted to dab some concealer under your eyes. I'm not going to do that, as I said. I'm just going to go over my face with a powder because I always like to do that. In Atlanta, the weather is so tricky. I feel like that's why I wear so many layers, and some of you guys are like, that's way too much powder. Like, oh my gosh, you are gonna just dry out your entire face. It has humid days, it has all types of days. So it's really gonna matter on where you live, on if you follow every step that I do on my normal days or even on these type of days where I can't skip over powder. I mean, it's supposed to be winter, but I swear if I go outside since the sun's out, it's probably gonna feel like 70 degrees, even though the Weather Channel says it's 50. It's super weird. So I'm always better safe than sorry, and I always put a light powder over my entire face. Not a heavy one, not a full coverage, just like a soft tinted mineralized powder. All right, I'm literally almost done, guys. I told you it was gonna be quick, clean and fresh. Now, normally I don't do sticks, you guys know that, but 2020, I'm gonna try things that I wouldn't normally do. This is their Clean Fresh Illuminator. I wasn't gonna use this, but I swatched it on my hand and it was really pretty, so I said, I'm gonna give it a try. It's like a champagne colored stick. And normally when I'm doing my no makeup looks, my face usually is super bland if I don't give it some type of like glow. So I'll use like whatever's left on my highlighter brush. It may not be sanitary, but that's usually what I do. So I am gonna just add a couple hints of this on like the highest parts of my cheek while going into my second goal, which is to be more consistent on YouTube, which some of you guys might be saying, finally, girl. I thought I was doing pretty well until the end of last year. I know the end of last year, I kind of, oh, this is pretty. I kind of stopped so much focusing on my channel and gave a little bit more energy to Yoshi's, which did her very well. She surpassed 200,000 followers. She had great video action. Like, the girl was doing her thing. So I wanted to keep that going and just kind of focus on getting her content up and progressing. So it took away from me, because as you guys know, I do everything by myself. So when I show her a lot of energy and time, it kind of affects mine, and vice versa. When I'm like focused on my channel, it like affects hers. So I still want to do my best. Like, I know a year ago my goal was to do a video every week, which, like I said, I was doing up until like the end of last year. But now I want to do a video every week on my channel and a video every week on her channel, which doesn't seem that difficult. But y'all, she's also in school. We also have other responsibilities outside of the YouTube world, homework, me just editing and keeping up with my obligations. Like, it's a lot to commit to doing a video on both of our channels every week. But I'm really gonna try, because YouTube is like what I really want to focus on this year. Instagram is being real weirdo, okay? I don't know what they're doing, but yeah, it hasn't been, we haven't been here with it lately. So I feel like YouTube is what is gonna give me and her both longevity, because people are always going to watch free videos on YouTube. And that's my goal, to like really put more energy into both of our channels at the same time, which means I probably won't have a life, but I don't need one, because it's just me and her anyway. That is my life. When I use this next product, you're going to be like, girl, is this new year, new you? Because you don't normally use this type of stuff. But I'm trying to expand my likes and give things a chance, because sometimes when I see people using stuff all the time that is stuff that I like, was like, I can't mess with that, I'm like, maybe they just found a way to make it work for them. So the next product I'm going to use is their Clean Fresh Cream Blush in the shade Butterflies. I'm literally just going to add like one dot to each side, just to kind of give my face some color. And as you can see, I've been using my hands for this whole thing. I ain't picked up a beauty blender, a brush or nothing. I always feel like when you go for softer looks like this, you really don't need any tools. This is stuff that you can just have in your purse and do a quick freshen up, and it doesn't really require you. Oh, I did use one brush for my powder, but you get the gist though. One brush for my whole, well, and my eyebrows. Listen, you know what I mean. I'm actually gonna add a little bit more because I really like this color. It's crazy because every time when I do like clean looks like this, where I be feeling like, you know, I'm cute, but you know, I could be cuter, I usually get the most people to like, of course, people that I don't want to talk to, obviously, or I would have a man right now, but the most people will try to hit on me when I look like this, as opposed to when I look like that. I don't know if it's, you know, they just, I'm on different levels when I'm basic and when I'm not basic, but when I'm looking like this, girl, I'll be having to go back in the house. Like, calm down. I don't want you. It's fine. Move on. I only got 2 more steps left. I'm going to put on some mascara and obviously something on my lips. So the mascara I'm going to use is Lash Blast Volume, which brings me to my 3rd goal of the year, which I've already kind of started. I haven't done like a formal video on YouTube as far as like me starting Stilo, but if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen it. It's pretty much like a merch company that I did with, I don't really like to say merch because it's not like my face or my name over everything. It's pretty much like an urban wear company. I don't want to say t-shirt either because we want to do more than that, but I do want to put more energy in that because it's what I really have always wanted to do. Oh my gosh, you guys, look. Remember in the last, well, if you see my last video, I said that I was bald-eyed because some eyelash extensions pulled out my eyelashes and they were slowly growing back. Like, this is like the fullest I've seen them look in a long time. I knew you guys would come back to me. Anyways, yeah, I want to put a lot more focus into really making that grow this year. Hopefully by the end of the year, it'll be bigger than I imagined. I'm gonna put it in the universe. If it doesn't happen, at least I tried. I'm never afraid to try something, and if it works great. If it fails, I mean, that sucks, but you will never know if you're gonna fail unless you try it. So, like I said, it's something that I really always wanted to do. if you follow me since the very beginning and remember when I had Yoshidoll.com, which was like a lot more work than I thought it was going to be for me to be doing by myself, and why I had to close it because I couldn't keep up with fulfilling everything that required and doing YouTube, especially since I was just kind of growing at that point. I just, you know, I'm eager beaver. I'm very impatient. When I want to do something, I kind of just do it without even really thinking too much of it. So my eyelashes are popping right now. I keep getting off track, but I'm just so happy they're back. So yeah, the goal is to grow that business and with that relaunch Yoshidoll, but a little bit different than I did when I first did it years ago. Basically it being her own stuff, not stuff that I'm getting from a wholesaler, because I feel like when it has your own personal touch on it, you're more passionate about it as opposed to just shopping on a wholesaler site. And everything on shopcelo.com is stuff that me and my sister literally like made. Like obviously we didn't sew the shirts, but all the little sayings and all that good stuff, everything on there is stuff that we came up with and made ourselves, which makes us more passionate about it because it's our baby, pretty much. And Yoshi has been begging me forever to have her own merch, so I want to do that with her and her own accessory line. There's just a lot I want to do outside of YouTube, as well as, you know, growing on YouTube as well. But, you know, I don't want to be known as a YouTuber or influencer. I want to be known for doing all types of bomb stuff that just was successful, like a mogul. Ellarie the mogul. So I know that's going to require some patience because, you know, a new business is just that, a new business. Some people, because of their name or who they are, can sell something super easily. They just say, hey guys, buy this, and everybody buys it. I'm a little different, and I know people would assume it works that way for me, but it doesn't. So I want to encourage people out there that do want to start a new business and think that they have to have millions of followers and subscribers in order for it to work. That's not true. I have millions and it doesn't always work out that easy for me. I have a lot of people, day ones, subscribers and followers that literally do support me and everything that I do, and I know who they are and I love you guys. I pay attention more than you would think, but I still think to a certain extent that I'm an underdog, which is not a bad thing. I live in Atlanta, away from, you know, all the activity and action, which I like it that way, but it still kind of makes me an underdog. Like I don't have lots of influencer friends to help promote everything that I'm doing. I don't have that. But just know that I recognize everything and I love you guys, everybody, even you that's probably watching my video for the first time. I love you as well. Thank you. Finally, I'm going to use the Clean Fresh Tinted Lip Oil in the shade Swipe Ripe. Like not swipe right, but swipe ripe. By the way, I was told these Clean Fresh Illuminators and tinted oils are only exclusive to CVS. In case you're looking for them or you like either or from this video, they're exclusive to CVS. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've been addicted to glosses lately. There was a point in my life where I was just like, I'm never gonna wear gloss. I'm never gonna wear nude lips. They're just too boring. I like color. I like matte, and you can't change my mind about it. And I literally only wear like nude glosses now. It's kind of crazy. And not even nude glosses, but like the tinted like glosses. Oh my gosh. But I like it when there's like just a tint of the color and you still get that shine. It's like my thing now. Oh my gosh, I did not expect to turn out this cute. If I wasn't talking to you guys, this literally would have took me like 10 minutes. No joke. Let me take down my hair real quick and like really get like a full idea of what I'm looking like right now. So here is how she turned out today. It really don't get too much more simpler than that, y'all. Like I ain't got no lashes on, I ain't got no foundation, no concealer, I didn't bake. I barely did my brows, like, and to turn out like this, where it looks like, you know, I have makeup on, but I don't. This is like the true definition of no makeup. If you compare how I looked in the beginning of this video to now, my eyes are still puffy, mind you. Like, you just can't really tell as much as you could before. I mean, look at her. She needed a little bit of help. She needed a little bit of spruce, okay? And we did that. We did that. This video was so quick, I didn't even get to do all my goals, but I will hit you with one more that I wrote down, which was just to be a better version of myself. I want to be a better mother. I want to be a better daughter, a better sister, a better friend, a better person. And that takes work because there's a lot of old habits that I have to break. There's a lot of things that I feel like just personally, I would feel better if I let some stuff go. I'm sure you guys don't know this, but I battle like anxiety and a little pinch of depression, like a lot. I cry a lot, y'all. And I don't feel like it's anything to be ashamed about. You never know what somebody is going through. It doesn't matter how much fun it may look like someone's having or how much money somebody looks like they have. You never know what they're struggling with. And I used to never understand when I would see people like that until I started going through it myself. And it's not enough time to talk about that in this video, but just know you're not alone. It really takes self-healing. I had to stop feeling bad about wanting a break because, you know, obviously I need to make money. I need to provide for my daughter, but there was more times than not last year that I needed a mental break because it can get stressful when people depend on you to be successful. And I struggle with that. I struggle with not knowing what's going to happen tomorrow, and I have a whole human being that is relying on me to, you know, do everything right. But I'm not going to do everything right all the time. I'm going to need my breaks. I got to stop feeling bad about it. I have to enjoy what I'm doing a lot more. Stop being so cheap. I hate spending money. So I'm going to try to do a lot more things with not only just myself, but a lot more things with my daughter. Take necessary breaks, but also stay focused career-wise on making sure that I do accomplish what I need to accomplish to at least provide. I want to not be so worried about views and likes and just start doing what I want and not pay attention to that, which is really hard to do. It's hard to put your heart and soul into something and your time and energy and feel like nobody is paying attention to it. But I feel like the more I don't focus on that, the more I actually will grow because I'm just doing what I like, and then there are going to be people who enjoy it and people who don't. That's just with everything that you do. But if you don't focus on what people are going to like and you do what you like, I think it brings more of a positive outcome. I've said that before many years ago, and it's, like I said, it's a hard habit to break, but I am truly gonna work on that this year because I feel like that would help me with being able to push content out if I was just doing something that I wasn't worried about what people were gonna like or say about it. You know, I was just doing me. Obviously, I still wanna grow socially, just because that is gonna help whatever business I start. However, I feel like you'll always be fulfilled if you're doing whatever it is that makes you happy. And it may not pop off today, may not pop off tomorrow, it may not pop off for years. But if you work at it and you enjoy doing it, you never know when it will shift. You kind of have to have the patience for it, which is what I lack and what I'm working on. Anyways, hopefully you guys have made goals for yourself. If you feel comfortable sharing any in the comments, please do so. It's always great to put it on paper. Wherever you write it out, it's always good to at least say it and have it written down so that, you know, you always want to put positive things into the universe. So, like I said, if you want to share anything in the comments, do so. Thank you, Covergirl, for sponsoring this video. Love you guys as usual. But yeah, until next time, love you guys and Happy New Year.